The booster ride type has been a popular and successful ride model for many different ride manufacturers. Dutch manufacturer Mondial wanted to enter this market and did so while creating a new take on the ride experience that has become one of the most popular variations. Mondial's original Capriolo debuted sometime in the early 2000s. This ride took the standard booster and made a few modifications. Instead of having two rider vehicles with one on each end of the arm, the Capriolo featured only one rider vehicle with a shorter counterweighted arm opposite to it. The vehicle itself features 8 seats, and like most boosters, it can freely tilt. Unlike most boosters, this ride vehicle can be locked into its position by the operator. This can lead to very intense moments, especially when riders are locked upside down as the ride completes its downswing, with some claiming that this ride can pull -5 Gs. Though this is unlikely, as the ride would be out of compliance with several ride design standards. The ride also features the option of a fully operator-controlled cycle. Directly above the rider vehicle sits a large unpowered fan that exists purely to generate sound during the ride experience. The noise of the fan makes the entire ride sound like some kind of stunt plane as riders are thrown over and around the ride area. Many who have experienced a Capriolo consider it to be one of the greatest thrill rides of all time due to the forces encountered and the unpredictable nature of the ride. The original Capriolo stands at 50 meters or 164 feet tall and features a single 8-person rider vehicle. This original model would later be renamed the Capriolo 8 and would end production around 2019. Mondial did not stop innovating on this design with the original Capriolo though. Between 2010 and 2013, they would introduce several variations on the original ride. It's not clear in what order these were released in, but the first that we will cover is the Turbine. This is a more traditional booster with an added twist. When it was unveiled, it was one of the largest booster rides ever produced, but it has since been surpassed. This ride features a pair of rider vehicles, with one on both ends of the arm. Above these rider vehicles sits a fan much like on the original Capriolo, which exists purely to add sound to the ride experience. This ride offers one more trick though that cannot be found on any other booster ride from other manufacturers. The entire rider vehicle assembly can spin on its own axis, leading to a much more disorienting ride experience than on just about any other ride. This spinning is controlled and can be done either by the operator or via a pre-programmed ride cycle. The ride stands at 62 meters or 203 feet tall, and both rider vehicles feature 5 across seats placed back to back for a capacity of 20 riders per cycle, which is quite high for this ride type. The next variation is the Capriolo 10P, originally called just the Capriolo 10. Contrary to what you may think given its name, the ride is actually the same height as the original ride model. However, it features a single ride vehicle with a capacity for 10 riders, giving the ride its name. It features the same seat spinning found on the Turbine while retaining the locking capabilities found on the original Capriolo. This has led many to consider this to be the ultimate version of the ride, as it combines all of the ride's features into one. This can lead to a very intense and disorienting ride experience, and it is considered by many to be the very best thrill ride of all time. Currently, only 2 of these rides are known to exist. Both travel on the European fair circuit. One is named Maximum 2, and the other is named Infinity. The last variation of this ride type is the Furioso. This ride is similar to the original Capriolo, featuring the same rider vehicle seating 8 riders with 2 rows of 4 seated back to back. The rider vehicle also cannot spin, much like the original. The Furioso is the smallest booster-style ride currently offered by Mondial, standing at only 33 meters or 108 feet tall at its maximum height. This has made the ride popular for showmen of all sizes. Interestingly, all variations of this ride require 2 trailers for transport, and this is in Europe where trailer sizes are less restrictive. If these rides were ever imported to the US, they would likely require even more trailers for transport, making them somewhat impractical for most showmen. That being said, the ride experience on the Furioso is just as intense as on the larger models, with the ride capable of pulling some of the extreme maneuvers that simply look wrong. The power of some of the negative G moments and snaps from negative to positive G forces on this ride make me wonder if this ride type would even be ASTM compliant when operated to its fullest. There has been one notable accident on a ride of this type. In February 2023, an original Capriolo made in 2002 was operating at a fair in France. When the ride was in motion, a rider was ejected and fell to the ground, landing on the operator booth. The rider was killed and the operator sustained injuries. The cause of the accident has not been revealed, but it's suspected the showman modified the restraint system on the ride, allowing it to start without being fully secure. Other than this, these rides have operated without incident. To conclude, most who have gotten to ride a Capriolo or one of its derivatives share overwhelmingly positive reviews. These rides can be found at fairs all over Europe and have a limited presence in Asia, with unfortunately no units I'm aware of operating in North America, at least as of this video's creation. Have you gotten the chance to ride a Capriolo or one of its derivatives? What did you think of it? As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.